Tonight on CBS News 7.
Your seats are too goddamn small!
If your big, round, beluga bop whale-looking self needs an accommodation in the cargo hold, we can make that happen.
We are here live at the scene of a shocking incident where a woman killed her husband for walking on the floor she mopped. Has she been arrested?
Not yet. We are waiting for the floor to dry. Welcome back to the Spectrum News Network. I'm your host, Marshmallow Jenkins. We have some extremely tragic news for you tonight. The only Hooters in my town has shut down. I drove my moped to the promised land on my lunch break today, and I was shocked to discover that the happiest place on earth has become nothing but a memory. A culinary institution that was once the heartbeat of Tickletoe County locked its doors for the last time this week as it filed for bankruptcy. As the earth shifted beneath my Crocs in that empty parking lot, it began to rain. As if even the sky knew what had been lost to the cruel, twisted hand of fate. I began to wonder where Kelly could be. Is she thinking about me? Wondering where I am? My soul is now bankrupt of boobies. But do I get to file these feelings? No, I must carry on. I must become the man that my dad wanted me to be. The man that was born when Kelly hugged me that one time and absolutely smothered my face with those squeezers. Because if I can't become that man, well, I don't deserve Kelly and her massive upper deckers, do I? So that's what I must do. I won't just survive this tragedy, I'll become stronger from it. Stronger than I've ever been. I know more jiggly honkers are out there, and I'll find them.
This just in. The United States has officially deployed its most reckless and unpredictable unit to the Middle East, the Ultima Team.
Girl, I'm lost. Keisha, guess where I am? Girl, they sent me to Iran. Who's gonna fill in? Girl, they got some good ass food here though. Did you not see me? Dead ass. Move. I don't even care for real. Bitch.
Thanks, Chris. Known for their unmatched ability to cause complete havoc in school zones, Walmart parking lots, and Taco Bell drive-thrus.
Y'all lucky I ain't bring Keisha.
The Pentagon has confirmed these drivers were selected based on three things: unpaid registration, loud exhaust, and vibes. God help us all. Welcome to the Black News Network. I'm your host, Papa Cap and Yo Ass Jones. Tonight's story, BNN weather reporter and local ho Keisha McRib thinks she too good for me. The part-time weather reporter and full-time community mattress was begging me to come through and lay this pipe last Friday, but now she want to act like she don't know me. She ain't ever had a problem asking me to pay for her food, but when it come time to show me what that mouth do, the hoe proudly lied, I ain't that kind of girl. So we just gonna act like you ain't already popping Plan Bs like they a daily vitamin. Oh, please. The dry cleaners won't even take your business anymore. They all tired of cleaning up baby batter stains off your clothes. Don't ever ask me to DoorDash you no crab legs again. You ain't never gonna feel these biggity black balls snocking all up on that tuna fish hot pocket garage door. And she wanna walk around here like we strangers now? Here's a forecast for any men thinking they about to get some neck work from this hoe. Expect a 100% chance of STDs. Don't be texting me next week saying, I miss you, Chocolate Thunder, come and get this deep dish. I ain't no hot and ready midnight snack hoe. You just missed the free shrimp. And now here's Keisha McRib with the weather.
Producers have confirmed next season of Love Island will merge with the Hunger Games. Only one couple will survive the new format. Everyone else dies.
Senator Buck Nutley has unveiled his Big Girthy Bill, a new proposal meant to rival the Big Beautiful Bill. But does size really matter?
The shocking trend of Labubu violation continues as more and more people are finding their dolls' holes stretched wide open and reeking of shame.
If you thought Bigfoot was bad, wait till you meet his gooey cousin. A kumsquatch was just spotted in Dongwood National Forest.
Did you know IKEA has released a home glory hole kit called the Fuke Hole? It includes pre-drilled panels, mounting brackets, and a stain-proof finish. We begin with breaking news out of Massachusetts, where residents are reeling from what scientists are calling a cum-comet impact.
Officials are asking everyone to stay indoors and to wear N95 masks in case of cum aerolization.
We have breaking news. A laser-guided ship missile has just been launched from Rectomopolis, reportedly targeting Pennsylvania.
We're live from the scene where a laser-guided ship missile launched from Rectomopolis has struck Pennsylvania.
This just in, a pubnadal blankets St. Louis in a thick bush this evening.
Downtown is completely covered in pubic hair, causing highways to close out of caution.
It's coming right for us. We need to get out of here now. Oh my God, it's taking the houses.
A massive gizzard has buried Kamlambus in 2 feet of donglode. Locals blame the lack of preparation on Mayor Linda P. Slurp.
The Columbus is reeling today after an unprecedented event. What officials are calling a jizzard has left downtown streets. Customs officials at Orbital Port 69 have seized over 420 stolen jork blades, many still warm and dripping. A magnitude 6.9 queefquake rattled Clamlet Valley this morning, releasing a torrent of pussy farts. The children's reading session of This Little Piggy Got Pegged has been cancelled, with parents saying the book is too anatomically detailed for kids.
Lawmakers remain deadlocked on the Big Beautiful Bill, with some saying $10 billion more is needed for fleshlights and robo-cooters for dudes on dry spells.
Who last week received the key to the city, said he is bringing out all of his hoes for a day to pop and shake what they mama gave them. The mayor of Detroit, Mike Crook, will be in attendance even though his wife is pregnant at home because, quote unquote, he won't miss out on this much ass for nothing. Let's go to our Black News Media reporter, Destiny Weaves, with her bald-headed ass. She's live with Ben Pimpin at the event now.
See, you got jokes, Ellington. What about that one time I caught your ass in the janitor's closet playing with your joystick, huh?
Holy fucking airball!
Attempting to do a popular urban dance known as the Dougie. Innocent Country Club president Chad Barker was supposed to attending a golf tournament with his father, but instead was peer pressured by one of his pals, Ben Dover, to go out to popular nightclub Jungle Fever. One of the witnesses, identified as Purple Yogurt Slinger, said that the innocent white victim, Chad Barker, was square dancing when he was approached by three urban boys, quickly identified as Reggie Blackfoot, Shadow Trey, and Midnight Jones.
Witnesses say Chad Barker was then peer pressured into doing the popular urban dance, the Dougie. Apparently, Reggie Blackfoot wanted to, quote unquote, teach him how to Dougie.
The innocent white victim attempted to put his arms out front and lean side to side and instantly collapsed on the floor at the nightclub Jungle Fever.
Paramedics arrived fast, like 911 in white neighborhoods. You know, we don't have no shame about it. Chad Barker was rushed to Trail Mix Medical Center, where doctors attempted cock-to-mouth resuscitation, but Chad Barker was shortly pronounced dead at 1 a.m. this morning. The three suspects, Reggie Blackfoot, Shadow Trey, and Midnight Jones, are all being booked for murder charges at Dunkin' Donut Precinct in downtown Los Angeles because she served her fried chicken instead of a quinoa salad. Megan Mayonnaise went to the restaurant called The Last Supper, where she claimed she was flabbergasted that they would serve her fried chicken when she in fact ordered a quinoa salad. Ms. Mayonnaise said waitress Sharkeisha Trinity knowingly gave her fried chicken, although Ms. Mayonnaise pleaded that she didn't want to eat any urban food. We have Ms. Mayonnaise along with her attorney, Roger Bangher. Can you explain how you were feeling, Ms. Mayonnaise?
I told Sharkeisha Trinity 300 times, let me speak with your manager. And she just kept twerking, sticking her tongue out and laughing at me.
We have exclusive CCTV footage from the restaurant of Miss Mayonnaise and Sharkeisha's fried chicken confrontation. Miss Mayonnaise is suing Sharkeisha Trinity for everything she got, which is 3 deadbeat fathers and $100 in unpaid child support.
Yo, yo. All right, bet we in the building. Yo, what up, y'all? Now let's do some news. Let me say what's up to the chat. I see y'all got up in here early. What's up? Yo, put a one in the chat if you like them new AI news clips. Some of them joints is hilarious, bro. Pookie and Ray Ray show in the building. He said it must be another Midnight Jones because one I know is serving 15 years for habitual petty thefts and enhancements. Yeah, man. Yo, these AI joints is crazy, bro. I be editing them down. Like, shout out to No News for sending me a lot of these joints that I be editing down and, like, make it into looking like official news. Yo, he be sending me a lot of these joints. Brother Zeke of the building. Yo, bro, good luck with the practitioner exam. Like I said, man, if you start studying for the SAA, let me know, man. I'll be an accountability partner. I got one too for me. And I give you my notes too, man. It's a group effort. Universal Black. What up, Playboy? My man, Kwame Kaiju. Yeah, I got your post with the inspiration from the gentleman who encouraged you and inspired you to join the Marines, man. I be saying that a lot, man. We got a lot of brothers in the spaces, military or ex-military or retired military, and despite all the black man's issues in this country, man, we are at our heart patriots. Red Sigma in the building. Mr. O in the building. Yo, tomorrow night, man, you on the panel with us. Me, you, and Tito. So that's a go. Did I get everybody? Yeah, I got everybody. All right, somebody in the chat, last news desk, I think it was Friday, actually yesterday, mentioned something about the overdose in Baltimore, and I didn't know anything about it. So I actually pulled up a news clip on that. So let's start off with that, and then I'm going to run down. We actually got a by the numbers segment at the end of the show tonight. Mark over at Rasmussen got a new data polling set, and this one is showing Trump's numbers declining because it is Epstein file debacle. So so we hear all the clatter on the news. They talking about Bongino supposedly threatened to resign, what have you. But the general public, Cologne, Germany incident. All right, got you, brother Zeke. I'll look that up after we get off here, man. And then I guess I'll play it on Monday because tomorrow is the Sunday show. All right, we'll put that in a slot for the Monday news desk. So yeah, I'm gonna do a by the numbers because Mark will break down. You want to send me clips? Shoot me an email, Playboy. Here, let me put my email. I'm gonna drop my email in the chat in a minute. Actually, let me just do it now. Machismo, give me a second. Machismo . And if you want to email me anything, my email is always in the about section of the channel. Machismo.tv 365 at Gmail. Bang. All right. So yeah, let's yeah, this is actually a full news segment from Baltimore. I didn't do a adjunct news station like a Fox News or something who picked up the syndicated story. So this is directly from West Baltimore. So let's listen to a bit of this. And I have my theory on some of this. I think this is well, let's let some of it play and then I'll give you my opinion.
At least 25 people are hospitalized after overdosing in what city officials call a mass casualty event in the...
Hey, put a one in the chat if you can hear that.
They have already been released as police tonight investigate exactly what happened.
Let's run that back from the beginning.
A mass casualty event in the Penn North neighborhood in West Baltimore. At least 5 people are in critical condition.
Tonight, we are hearing from residents who say that drug use has gone unchecked in this neighborhood and across the city for far too long.
It's saddening, but the thing is, you know what? It happens every day. We're just seeing it because everyone's out here.
Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Maxine Stryker.
And I'm Kai Jackson. Let's go right to Fox 45's Keith Daniels, who's live outside of the University of Maryland Medical Center with more. Keith, what can you tell us?
Wakai, we've confirmed that some of those overdose victims were brought here to the hospital. Their conditions unknown at this hour, and some of them may have already been released as police tonight investigate exactly what happened.
As it all unfolded near the corner of Pennsylvania Avenue and North Avenue, those fed up with the drug use and those who admit using drugs say there's no shock that it happened.
It's not surprising to me, and it hurts me because it could be me. It could have been me. 15 minutes earlier, it could have been me. But it's saddening. But the thing is, you know what? It happens every day. We're just seeing it because everyone's out here.
More than a dozen medic units, numerous EMS officers, and members of the Baltimore Police Department flooded the Penn North area in West Baltimore early Thursday. A huge response after the report of a single overdose led to the discovery of at least 14 more people showing signs of a drug overdose. Investigators say 5 of them critical and clinging to life, casualties of a drug they took.
Don't know what the drug of choice was, and I can't confirm anything at this point. Obviously we would need analysis, right? But right now we just don't have that information.
What happened at Penn North, a grim reminder of a recent dubious designation bestowed on Baltimore. In a report from the New York Times in May last year, Baltimore was dubbed the, quote, U.S. overdose capital, with nearly 6,000 deaths over the last 6 years. The Times analysis showed from 2018 to 2022 that...
Does Baltimore have a Democratic mayor? And is it a Democratic black mayor? I'll have to look that up. I'm just saying. This many people in an overdose. I know a little something about the drug game. And this is a purposeful bad batch. Me and Saul was talking about this. This sound like you don't dirty up the supply line because that fucks up distribution and customers. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what they took, but it's a dirty batch. This cartel got their hand in that. You know what I'm saying? Because if it's somewhere else down the supply chain, somebody gonna lose their head for messing up the money. But this look like this is on purpose. I'm just saying.
Death rate was nearly double that of any other large city. Those at Penn North Thursday. This is a war zone. Calling in an open drug market where sales go unnoticed and drug use unchecked. Ignored, they say, by city leaders.
These people sit here, police sit here 24/7 every day and don't do. Just watch it.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Is Baltimore got a Democratic mayor and then on top of that, is it a black mayor? Let me Google. I'm gonna Google that joint. Hold on. Well, I'll let the story play while I Google that joint.
And all these got blacks, whites, Chinese, everybody. They don't care.
Police say they're now launching a criminal investigation into this mass overdose, searching for clues and suspects.
We're treating the scene as an active crime scene. We're utilizing our investigators as well as every crime camera we may have in the area.
Yo, on May 14th, 2024, Scott won the city manager. Baltimore once again beating rival Sheila Dixon. Brandon Scott is the mayor. Is he a Democrat? Let me see his website. Oh my God. A goofy Democratic Negro. You got to be kidding me. Look up this goofy Brandon M. Scott. The Wire 3.0. Yo, it's a goofy Democratic Negro male mayor. Mayor Brandon M. Scott. Yo, we got to get these Democrats out of here. They're fucking cancer.
Speaking with not only multiple witnesses, but also some of the victims at this time.
It's real sad. I'm telling you, it's sad. I don't know what we're going to do about this.
Where city health officials and the mayor's office of overdose response responded. They also responded to this event. They distributed Narcan and test strips to people in the area. They also gave them a warning, telling them they simply don't know what's in the drug supply in that area. We're live tonight. Keith Daniels, Fox 45 News.
Yeah, this isn't an accident, bro.
Keith, thank you. Baltimore City State's Attorney Ivan Bates says prosecutors from his office are in contact with Baltimore police to assist the investigation in any way they can. Governor Wes Moore says the state is coordinating with first responders in West Baltimore. He says he's grateful to people providing community support.
And according to our partners at the Baltimore Sun, the Penn North neighborhood where today's incident occurred recorded the most overdoses in the city between 20.
Wait, and is the governor a black Democrat too? Democrat run state and city, bro. See for you. Look at their work.
2022 and 2024. Open Baltimore data shows that zip code had over 1,100 overdoses, about 15% of the city's total overdose reports.
Fox 45 News has been reporting on drug addiction and overdoses in Penn North for years. In 2022, we spoke with several residents who say a nearby open-air drug market led to drug-related issues and violent crime.
Constantly are on guard. You constantly hear shots, and all of this is due to the large open air that we have here in this neighborhood. Should not have to live this way just because of my zip code.
We have also heard concerns about open-air drug markets near the Upton Metro Station, just a few blocks south on Pennsylvania Avenue. At that intersection in 2023, 2 teens were arrested for a mass shooting that left 2 people dead. And then Councilman Eric Costello said that corner had been a problem area for years, and residents had been calling for help from the city.
It's one of the largest open-air drug markets in the state of Maryland, if not the largest, at Pennsylvania Avenue and Lawrence Street. It's something that the community has been very vocal about over the years.
Our community needs help, and we need it bad because otherwise all our young kids is going to be on this ground.
Then this past March, 4 people were hurt in a mass shooting along Venable Avenue in North Baltimore. Councilwoman Odette Ramos says the shooting happened near an open-air drug market with previous issues of violence.
As Keith mentioned, last year, the New York Times named Baltimore the overdose capital of America.
Oh, but okay, brother Zeke. He said, "Where's Clay Davis?" Universal. That's a good one. Bruh, these Democrats, bro, everything they touch. And like I said. You see that Keisha at the end of that talk about we got to do something about our community. Shout out to AC about the rat community. The Keishas vote Democrat 90%, bro. You do the math.
Report found between 2018 and 2022, Baltimore experienced an overdose death rate nearly double any other American city. Over the past year, Baltimore sued and was awarded more than $400 million from prescription drug companies over their role in the opioid crisis. This week, the mayor's office presented an initial plan for how it wants to use that money for overdose prevention. Some residents applaud the city's efforts to implement addiction resources, while others argue the plan encourages drug use.
We need more spaces where people can come in and get services immediately, like right away. We can't put people on pause because addiction is not on pause.
Number one, the infestation of drug addicts it's drastically increasing. It's like an infestation. Number two, the attempts to help them seem to be enabling them, just masking the problem versus actually providing the help they so desperately need.
All right, we're going to actually double down on this probably tomorrow night anyway on the Sunday show because Saul had wanted to say something to it. And now that I took a look at who the mayor is, we're actually probably going to start that segment off by looking at the mayor and his bona fides, get into that story. And yeah, this is good. That'll provide good commentary on the on the state of the Democratic Party, and to that regard, you get what you vote for. You get what you vote for. Let me load up the next story. Kwame Kaiju actually sent me this one. This is Trump orders agents to fight back using whatever means necessary after raid. But let's run this new AI news montage real quick because it's funny.
City said he is bringing out all of his hoes. How to Pimp a Bitch show here in downtown Detroit. Ben Pimpin, who last week received the key to the city, said he is bringing out all of his hoes for a day to pop and shake what they mama gave them. The mayor of Detroit, Mike Crook, will be in attendance even though his wife is pregnant at home because, quote unquote, he won't miss out on this much ass for nothing. Let's go to our Black News Media reporter, Destiny Weaves, with her bald-headed ass. She's live with Ben Pimpin at the event now.
I see you got jokes, Ellington. What about that one time I caught your ass in the janitor's closet playing with your joystick, huh?
Holy fucking airball! Attempting to do a popular urban dance known as the Dougie. Innocent Country Club president Chad Barker was supposed to attending a golf tournament with his father, but instead was peer pressured by one of his pals, Ben Dover, to go out to popular nightclub Jungle Fever. One of the witnesses, identified as Purple Yogurt Slinger, said that the innocent white victim, Chad Barker, was square dancing when he was approached by three urban boys, quickly identified as Reggie Blackfoot, Shadow Trey, and Midnight Jones. Witnesses say Chad Barker was then peer pressured into doing the popular urban dance, the Dougie. Apparently, Reggie Blackfoot wanted to, quote unquote, teach him how to Dougie. The innocent white victim attempted to put his arms out front and lean side to side and instantly collapsed on the floor at the nightclub Jungle Fever. Paramedics arrived fast, like 911 in white neighborhoods. You know, we don't have no shame about it. Chad Barker was rushed to Trail Mix Medical Center where doctors attempted cock-to-mouth resuscitation, but Chad Barker was shortly pronounced dead at 1 a.m. this morning. The three suspects, Reggie Blackfoot, Shadow Trey, and Midnight Jones, are all being booked for murder charges at Dunkin' Donut Precinct in downtown Los Angeles because she served her fried chicken instead of a quinoa salad. Megan Mayonnaise went to the restaurant called The Last Supper, where she claims she was flabbergasted that they would serve her fried chicken when she in fact ordered a quinoa salad. Ms. Mayonnaise said waitress Sharkeisha Trinity knowingly gave her fried chicken, although Ms. Mayonnaise pleaded that she didn't want to eat any urban food. We have Ms. Mayonnaise along with her attorney, Roger Bangher. Can you explain how you were feeling, Ms. Mayonnaise?
I told Sharkeisha Trinity 300 times, let me speak with your manager. And she just kept twerking, sticking her tongue out and laughing at me.
We have exclusive CCTV footage from the restaurant of Miss Mayonnaise and Sharkeisha's fried chicken confrontation. Miss Mayonnaise is suing Sharkeisha Trinity for everything she got, which is 3 deadbeat fathers and $100 in unpaid child support.
Yo, that shit is genius. Yo, and I got like a whack more of them that I haven't even edited yet. Yo, that shit is hilarious. Whoever, I wonder if they be letting AI write the scripts too for the voiceovers. Man, Karen Mayonnaise, right? That shit is funny. Poogie Radio Show said, so let me guess, the Dougie is originally a Native American dance? Yeah, Death by Dougie. That shit is hilarious, bro. All right, let's me load this joint up. This is the one Kwame sent me, and this is Trump's response regarding the violence toward ICE agents, and we should be keeping an eye on this because I'm in favor of an iron fist approach to this. Like I was making the comment the other night, like any other American citizen, black, white, or whoever. If we was attacking federal agents with firearms and stuff like that, we'd be shot down. Real shit, and we're U.S. citizens, so they letting all this violence happen, being perpetrated by non-citizens is crazy. You feel me? And for everybody to be thinking, oh, like that wouldn't happen to white boys. The police, death by shooting by police, is more white boys killed every year than black men. That's just the numbers. That's just the numbers. All right, let's go. Do I have the volume up on this? Just turn it up. Let's go.
Joining me now on the phone, acting ICE Director
Todd Lyons, Director, very good to have you with us today. You see William LaJeunesse numbers about prior administrations removing greater numbers of people than the Trump administration. And during those removals, we did not see violence. We didn't see rocks thrown at vans. We didn't see agents who were followed from the beginning of their trip there all the way to the end, as if it certainly appears somebody tipped them off. So what is going on, Director? Do we have Director Lyons?
They sounded like how we be with live streaming.
Okay, Director Lyons.
Buddy, Mike
Martha
up.
McCallum, thank you, sir. I know you're very busy. Thanks for joining us today. My question to you, if you didn't hear it, was, we just put up this information on the screen that shows that there were more of these workplace operations in prior administrations, and yet they were not met with, people following the vans as they went along and throwing rocks at them, and the violence that your agents are encountering. So what is going on?
No, Martha, thank you for having me today. And I really appreciate you highlighting that, because I was a young agent and a young supervisor back under those administrations, and we didn't have these issues. Now you have people blatantly shooting firearms at federal law enforcement officers. It's incredible. We've always heard from the left and other organizations, if ICE only had a criminal warrant. Well, we had a criminal warrant. We were going after a marijuana grow facility, which happens to donate to Governor Newsom. And we did it the right way that everybody wanted, serving a criminal warrant against an American business that's harboring and trafficking illegal immigration. And now that we're finding out, forced labor of children, and here we are being protested against, assaulted, deadly weapons, rocks. It's unacceptable. And Martha, I hate to say it, it's all because of the rhetoric of the left and what a lot of elected officials are putting a bullseye on ICE just for doing their law enforcement mission.
I mean, this is absolute chaos, Director. We're just watching this video again, and things being hauled at these windows. I mean, it's a miracle that none of your agents were killed. I know that you've said this keeps you up at night. How are these agents holding up in the face of having to do their job under these circumstances?
They're holding up great, Martha. They're brave men and women, but I have to tell you, it's getting taxing on them. The workforce is getting tired of this. It's dangerous. Those rocks can actually kill people. I mean, you saw those vehicles being attacked. That's it. I mean, those are deadly weapons, and ICE is doing their greatest ability to restraint to make sure that we get our people out safely. But we can't sit back and just accept being attacked. We can't sit back and accept charges not being filed against these elected officials or these protesters. We're going to work with our partners, FBI. We're going to.
Yo, shout out brother Zeke, man, with the $5 super chat supporting the stream. Appreciate you, bro. Universal Black 72 said Rock Boys, exactly. And I'm glad you dropped that super chat, brother Zeke, because it gives me a chance to play Vato, and then I'm gonna give you an extra drop because I got a new Keisha Ultima AI drop. So I'm gonna give you a double.
Man, fuck all you hoes. Fuck you and your mammy and your granny too. Fuck all you hoes. I'm sick of this shit. Fuck all you hoes. Fuck all you. Don't give a damn, bitch, what you wanna do. Fuck all you hoes.
And here's a brand new Keisha AI Ultima drop.
Don't touch that! Keisha, this car sounds like it got asthma. Don't talk to her like that. She just needs some AC and prayer. She's done. Let her go. In honor of you leveling up out to the struggle, I present you with DS. Dead. Ass. The Ultima got respect.
Yo, that shit hilarious, right? Yo, AI cooking Keisha online. And speaking of brother Zeke is shout him out in the chat, man. He testing for his his AWS practitioner exam coming up soon, man. Shout out to him. Like, we be bigging up Theo, and we be really encouraging brothers to attend the conclave, get in Theo's boot camps, get in the network with the brothers, to learn these skills. We're all leaning toward AI. AI is the future. If you're in Theo's boot camps, man, you ain't got to worry about AI putting you out of the job. You're going to be running the AI, governing the AI, and building the AI. Like, you're going to be indispensable. It's $1 trillion industry. And so, speaking of which, shout out to brother Zeke because he's studying on his own for this practitioner joint. He's going to be at the conclave in November for Theo's class, though, but he's studying on his own. So shout out to brothers like staying on their purpose. And on that note, here's a little reminder from Obsidian and Theo about the conclave.
As the world shifts beneath our feet, Black men stand at the forefront of a new era.
I want to make sure that the issues confronting Black men are spoke upon by Black men who have a vested.
Yeah, gotta promote that. I got into Theo's class going to the conclave in Philadelphia because me and after the first one, because Obsidian did one in Philadelphia, and it was the best decision of my life. Universal Black, you said, damn, you need to get back in the AWS. You goddamn sure do, bro. Yo, this is what I'm talking about. You know who else is in Theo's class? Quiet Storm. He said this Quiet Storm in the house. Like I said, this is behind the scenes business at Machismo TV, but Quiet Storm did me a solid today. Y'all know what it take to run this channel, bro. Yeah, like I said, Quiet Storm is in Theo's class. He's the official moderator of this channel, and like what we be doing in this channel translates to real life. Let me just put it that way. And a lot of shit can't get done without the network and the brotherhood we done built out here. On that note. All right, bet. Let me make sure I take care of the chat. Right, exactly, Storm. They have no idea what goes on behind the scenes, bro. Just to bring the show to you, for us to stream every day. Bro, we've been going solid for 8 seasons, bro. Like, me and Saul built this thing under duress, man, and like brought people in. He said, I made a decision back in February listening to your... Yo, okay, bro, say... Yo, Storm, you hear this? He said, I made a decision back in February listening to your Columbia check-in stream. Shout out to you. Shout out to Machismo TV. That's crazy. To you and Machismo TV. All right, Storm, you was right. Me and Storm had a heart-to-heart when I was in Columbia. And he was telling me, you know, I got to keep going and keep making content. Because even though it may not seem like it, like it's important to people, and it's changing brothers' lives. So Zeke, you don't even know about that conversation. So the very fact you just put that up is crazy, bro. Yeah, I remember the check-ins. I remember the motherfucking check-ins, nigga. All right, bro. All right, let's do some news. All right, and we got to buy the numbers section for you tonight, Quiet Storm. We got a new polling set.
Work Department of Justice. We're going to hold people accountable. But at the end of the day, ICE officers and agents are going to go home safe. That's my number one responsibility. And the workforce is being strained, but we have to take care of these brave men and women.
You know,
hold on. Pookie and Ray Ray Show said, when will the conference be in November? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna start posting the website for everybody to register on the community tab. I'm gonna keep reposting it, and I'm gonna add Theo Waff. So everybody, so that's the drop, the conclave. You could probably actually look up Manosphere Conclave or Black Manosphere. The website should come up, but after the stream, so I'll post the direct link, and I'll you know what? I'm just gonna start promoting it on the community tab. So there'll be multiple posts during the week. You can't miss it. All right. And then I got the drop, so I'm going to be promoting the conclave all the way up until. All right, and Zeke said it's September. It's not November. It's in September. Oh, look at that! Quiet storm in the building. There you go. There you go. September 5th through 7th. You see that Pookie and Ray Ray Show? He dropped the link. Yeah, he dropped the link in the He dropped the link in the chat. There you go, right there. Matter of fact, I'm gonna copy it on my other computer and just drop it on the community tab so I can repost. There you go, right there. All right, that's teamwork right there, Playboy. That's teamwork right there. You're shit.
it would be great if California would work with you on this as well, because one of the biggest headlines in this story is the child labor violations that that are going on in this marijuana field and in this facility. Tell us a little bit about that part of this criminal complaint.
Well, and that's the best thing, Martha, right? Is that, we go out there to investigate these American companies that take shortcuts by reaching out to the illegal workforce to try to make an extra buck. But when we go and do a criminal investigation, this just shows when you peel back the layers of the crime and fraud that's going on at American businesses that hire these, workforce and forced labor, there are children there. I mean, yeah. President Trump has made it a priority. Secretary Noem has made it known to the world that we're going to do our best effort to go ahead and recover those 300,000 children that are unaccompanied for right now. And here we are finding them. And it's not at a farm, like a lot of elected officials are saying, that we're shutting off, poor farmers that are supplying the food supply chain. No, this is a marijuana grow facility, and they have underage children working there. This is the key thing that ICE should be out there doing. The American people should be happy we're doing this. The governor should be happy that we are.
Yeah, I mean, the ICE agents, a lot of these raids, they're breaking up child labor and child slavery rings. And it's crazy that it's actually not crazy. It's apropos, since they are the party of slavery, that they're advocating and fighting so hard against this, bro. You feel what I'm saying? Like, bruh. Reality check of what's really going on with this party that's happening right in front of your eyes, man. That's why we started doing this news desk thing, just so we could this ain't no super in-depth news and analysis. We do some in-depth stuff on Sundays, and when it's something we really got to break down heavy, me and Saul do a pop-up and we'll do a full joint, just like we did the Divert and Hate and the Project 2025. We'll do that. But the best way to do analysis is actually just to have casual, regular conversation about what's going on with certain news clips, because it makes the information easy for brothers to digest.
Are exposing these businesses in his state that are exploiting children. That is the key that we need to highlight on this one.
All right. Todd Lyons, Director of ICE, thank you very much. Great to have you with us. And this is a tough story. And we appreciate the leadership that you're showing for the agents out there. So thank you very much, sir.
Hey, it's Will Kane. Click here to subscribe to the All
right, bet. Let's load up this next segment. Quiet Storm, you got in here late. I don't know if you've seen any of these new drops. I'll reload the montage real quick too, while I load up the next segment, so you can see the part of the news montage. Yo, No News been on his job, bro. I got like a whole list, and he got them itemized about what is. I gotta go through all them joints, download them, and read them. But the AI for the news desk show gonna be crazy. Let's replay this new Keisha Ultima joint real quick. Hold on, let me take this banner off. Yeah, this new Keisha Ultima joint real quick while I load the next story.
Don't touch that! Keisha, this car sounds like it got asthma. Don't talk to her like that. She just needs some AC and prayer. She's done. Let her go. In honor of you leveling up out to the struggle, I present you with DS. Dead. Ass. This is a major upgrade.
Girl, book me for a BBL. I drive a Benz now.
Got respect.
Ben Pimpin, who last week received the key to the city, said he is bringing out all of his hoes for a day to pop and shake what they mama gave them. The mayor of Detroit, Mike Crook, will be in attendance even though his wife is pregnant at home because, quote unquote, he won't miss out on this much ass for nothing. Let's go to our Black News media reporter, Destiny Weaves, with her bald-headed ass. She's live with Ben Pimpin at the event now.
I see you got jokes, Ellington. What about that one time I caught your ass in the janitor's closet playing with your joystick, huh?
Holy fucking airball! Attempting to do a popular urban dance known as the Dougie. Innocent Country Club president Chad Barker was supposed to attending a golf tournament with his father, but instead was peer pressured by one of his pals, Ben Dover, to go out to popular nightclub Jungle Fever. One of the witnesses, identified as Purple Yogurt Slinger, said that the innocent white victim, Chad Barker, was square dancing when he was approached by three urban boys, quickly identified as Reggie Blackfoot, Shadow Trey, and Midnight Jones. Witnesses say Chad Barker was then peer pressured into doing the popular urban dance, the Dougie. Apparently, Reggie Blackfoot wanted to, quote unquote, teach him how to Dougie. The innocent white victim attempted to put his arms out front and lean side to side and instantly collapsed on the floor at the nightclub Jungle Fever. Paramedics arrived fast, like 911 in white neighborhoods. You know, we don't have no shame about it. Chad Barker was rushed to Trail Mix Medical Center where doctors attempted cock-to-mouth resuscitation, but Chad Barker was shortly pronounced dead at 1 a.m. this morning. The three suspects, Reggie Blackfoot, Shadow Trey, and Midnight Jones, are all being booked for murder charges at Dunkin' Donut Precinct in downtown Los Angeles because she served her fried chicken instead of a quinoa salad. Megan Mayonnaise went to the restaurant called The Last Supper, where she claimed she was flabbergasted that they would serve her fried chicken when she in fact ordered a quinoa salad. Ms. Mayonnaise said waitress Sharkeisha Trinity knowingly gave her fried chicken, although Ms. Mayonnaise pleaded that she didn't want to eat any urban food. We have Ms. Mayonnaise along with her attorney, Roger Bangher. Can you explain how you were feeling, Ms. Mayonnaise?
I told Sharkeisha Trinity 300 times, let me speak with your manager. And she just kept twerking, sticking her tongue out and laughing at me.
We have exclusive CCTV footage from the restaurant of Miss Mayonnaise and Sharkeisha's fried chicken confrontation. Miss Mayonnaise is suing Sharkeisha Trinity for everything she got, which is 3 deadbeat fathers and $100 in unpaid child support.
Yo, that's hilarious. All right, what you call it? We doubling down on Ketanji Brown Jackson getting dragged in the media for being intellectually inferior when it comes to the law, and officially showing that she is the first DEI Black Keisha Supreme Court Justice. And as I said, it's a wonderful thing because the first black man Justice, Clarence Thomas, has turned out to be a titan. So we're going to let their records speak for themselves over time. But in the meantime, and currently, she is showing herself to be lacking and is being dragged consistently. And bear in mind, like dissents and stuff like that, Supreme Court justice rulings and dissent, they don't get this much airtime.
Supreme Court Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson is facing backlash for her blistering dissent. So she wrote more dissenting opinions than any other justice this past term. And some critics say she's trying to play an outsized role on the nation's highest court. The New York Times reports Jackson was recently asked about what keeps her up at night, and she responded, I would say the state of our democracy. James Freeman's a Fox News contributor and co-host of Bottom Line on Fox Business Today. And Danielle Alvarez, she's RNC senior advisor. Good to have you both. I just want to play for you this little bit from ABC, Call for 3. This is at the Essence Festival on how she feels she's doing.
Okay, this is perfect because yesterday I was saying that they've been making a comparison between her and Kamala Harris because how she speaks in interviews, and you really see how vacuous she is. So this is a clip of her speaking at Essence Factory, and just put a 1 in the chat if she sounds similarly to Kamala Harris.
I'm aware that people are watching. They want to know how I'm going to perform in this job and in this environment. And so I'm doing my best work, as well as I can do, because I want people to see and know that I can do anything just like anyone else.
Did she just say anything? Does she sound articulate to you?
Yeah, Jackson, basically, this is a call for 1. She wrote 24 opinions and more dissents than any other justice in the term that just ended. And she was in the majority of 72%. Now, that sounds like a lot, except for that is the lowest number on the court.
I mean, we just heard her comment about her performance. If she wants to perform, she should go back to Broadway. It is dangerous for her to try to politicize the bench, and she was smacked down by her liberal colleague, Justice Sotomayor. She was smacked down, who said the president's executive order, was written to apply to the law, to reorg and focus on the application of the law. So I really think she's, out of her skis here. She really needs to focus on doing her job and not trying to be an influencer and talk about her emotions. She's there to interpret the law.
Okay, on that point.
Bro, this is so bad. Okay. People didn't like the way Clarence Thomas came down on certain sides of decisions, but the attacks on him weren't regarding the efficacy of his judicial opinion with regard to his interpretation of the Constitution and the law. I'm no fan of Sotomayor either. I think she was a terrible pick by Obama. But even to that regard, she at least had some level of. I mean, I think Sotomayor is actually the weakest on the bench prior to Ketanji Brown Jackson coming on. But compared to Ketanji, Sotomayor looks like a genius.
James, she said this the other day. I will say, forgive me, Justice Sotomayor, but I need to write on this case. And it's because I feel like I might have something to offer and something to add, and I'm not afraid to use my voice. That kind of goes with the clip that Dana just referred to from ABC last week.
Yeah, I think that clip kind of explains the whole problem, which is she's.
Yeah, he's about to say it, but I'm going to say it too. Saul in the building. What up, Playboy? Man, we just here doing the news, man. We just here doing the news. But to the point that I believe he's about to make, with that comment that she just said, I have a voice, I want to use it. I want my voice to be heard. And that Keisha babble, here's the problem. When you're Supreme Court Justice, your voice doesn't count. Your interpretation and your ability to interpret the law and current situations regarding the law from the lower courts as interpreted and as they apply to the Constitution, not your voice. See what I'm saying? She's talking like a DEI hire.
Playing to an audience beyond the court. She's not so much making legal arguments as crafting sound bites for the New York Times or MSNBC. And then she actually quotes the New York Times recently as if it's some legal authority trying to smear the court, saying it's siding with moneyed interests, then admit she had no evidence for that.
Yo, do you hear what he's saying? What he's saying? This is embarrassing, bro. And like I said, I'm kind of the opinion that this, like, bear in mind, bro, Supreme Court's the highest court in the land. Like, their decisions, their dissents, they go down in history. They're still referring to Supreme Court rulings from 200 years ago, bro. You understand what I'm saying? This is the first black woman, and they put a nitwit in there. So, how do I place this? Instead of them vying to put their absolute best, because this is going to go down in writing for history, they just took any old thing. And also because, she's half of that Vesta married to a Brad, they went for symbolism. And I think this works out for us in the long run, because this is going to seal in history an impression of the American black Keisha being intellectually inferior to some degree, because it's, you understand what I'm saying? Because this is going to be recorded in history, and right off the gate, where you have news anchors tearing her apart, and these aren't law professors.
The fact that she should be apologizing to Sotomayor and all the other justices, because, and you notice they're not joining her. She does these lone dissents. Mm-hmm. The other liberals don't want to be associated with her because they're not really legal arguments. She said it was an existential threat to the rule of law to get rid of universal injunctions. No.
Exactly. That's a Democratic talking point. She's a, come on, the one, the Latino looking one, that's Sotomayor. And I thought she was a terrible pick for Obama, from the Obama administration. But like I said, and I think she's the weakest intellectually on the court, nonetheless, compared to Ketanji Brown Jackson, like, she looks like a genius. And even Sotomayor wouldn't side with her. See, she thought she was going to get in there and that she was going to get some sisterhood thing going on, and that they was going to side with her. Like, bro, this ain't that. That shit only works outside in the world. Like, this is the Supreme Court. Like, you live and die by your decisions and your ability to be basically like a legal giant with regard to constitutional law. And right off the gate, you look inferior.
Nowhere in the Constitution, didn't even exist for the first 200 years of our history, but this is sort of soundbite era.
Well, she wrote a dissent in the case about the nationwide injunctions. Mm-hmm. And Amy Coney Barrett, who I think has been fairly mild-mannered, she wrote a response. Was like, you don't even understand what you're talking about.
Bro, you see how bad this is? These are news anchors. And they're reading the response to her dissent. And the news anchors realize how terrible this is, and that they're doing whole segments on this. This went way past the 72-hour news cycle. Quiet Storm said, I'm working as well as I can. In the regular job market, you get fired for saying stuff like that. Not in the highest court in the land, exactly. Bro, like I said, as embarrassing as this is a major loss for Keisha. We're the most educated. You understand what I'm saying to you? All this is going to wear back all those talking points. And like I said, we got a first black man and a first Keisha. And the black man is a giant by all measures. Irvin Reed in the building. What up? Yeah, they're ripping. Yeah, like I said, I didn't think this was going to survive, a 48-hour or maybe a 72-hour news cycle. But they keep rehashing it. And as long as they're doing it, we're going to keep kicking her back in.
basically what she said. Carrie Severino of one of the organizations on judicial issues yesterday suggested on this air that Jackson should spend the rest of the summer revisiting the law. I'm like, that's not acceptable as a Supreme Court justice. That's not like going to summer school.
That's exactly right. And she's now been reprimanded by her colleagues. This is a problem. It is dangerous for her to do this from the bench, for her to politicize her position. It is not the intention of her appointment to the highest court in the land. It should not happen.
James.
Yeah, I think we may need a few more White House memoirs or maybe depositions to find out whose bright idea it was to appoint her to the court. But these are not legal arguments.
Have any of these books talked about that?
Not that I've seen. And I think we need an explanation. I mean, maybe we got the signal when she started out by saying she didn't know what a woman was. That kind of set the tone for the scholarship she was going to bring.
But just say, Josh Dawsey, give us a call if you know.
Yes.
Bro, you see how they brought that back? Bro, yo, it is going to be ugly. Because, it's bad when your colleagues are telling you that maybe you should not take the summer off and that you should study so that you can be up to speed when the court resumes. You know, bro, they're saying this to a Supreme Court judge. They're telling her, maybe you should take the summer off and study and get up to speed. Bro, that's bad.
Thank you, James. Thank you, Danielle. Nice to see you.
Thanks. Hey, everyone. I'm Emily Campagno.
I'm loving it. I'm loving it. This is public humiliation on a grand level. What are we going to do? All right, we'll do one more ICE one. We're an hour in. We're at the 1 hour, 2 minute mark. And then we'll do the by the numbers segment and get up out of here. All right, let me load this up. Yeah, let's do by the numbers. We'll do one more ICE segment and then we'll do a by the numbers. So let me load up this next segment. All right, cool. Yeah. Perfect. This is the Tom Holman interview. So let's hear it directly from the border czar himself. And we did a little Holman the other day. I like this guy. He reminds me of like these I'm from the era where they actually still used to have fucking beat cops. They actually used to walk the neighborhood with the brown wood nightsticks. And you actually knew the beat cops in the neighborhood. They knew all the kids and shit. You would get into trouble or shit. They would actually tell your mom and shit.
There was an immigration raid at a cannabis farm in California. Outside were protesters. The scene quickly turned chaotic. The FBI is now offering a $50,000 reward for information on the person appearing to fire at agents. The Department of Homeland Security says agents were executing criminal search warrants. Once inside, Customs and Border Protection found 10 undocumented minors. 8 of the 10 were unaccompanied minors. According to a farm workers union, a worker there has died after falling from a building during that raid. The farm is called Glass House Farms. It's just north of LA in the town of Camarillo. On social media, the farm said that it's fully complied with the search warrants. Border Czar Tom Holman joins me. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
First of all, let me start with the search warrants. The farm says that they fully complied, and I guess that it was the protesters outside that was causing the problem. Is that what your information is?
Yeah, I mean, we served the search warrant. The problem was the protesters who quickly became criminals.
And by protesters, do you have any idea, first of all, how many there were, and how did they know they were going to serve those search warrants?
They don't know there's a search warrant. They got a social media presence when, they got apps out there that where ICE agents show up at a location, they blow it out through social media, and the well-organized protesters show up. And they don't know what ICE is doing. They just know ICE is, doing an operation. They certainly didn't know when they pulled up ICE was doing criminal search warrants. And so they're protesting something they don't even know what's happening. And not only we're serving criminal search warrant,
Oh, that's. All right, hold on, y'all. Fucking StreamYard kicked my joint off. That's crazy. It just kicked my joint off the screen. The fuck? She. Bruh, it literally just kicked it off the screen. Let's run some of that back.
Criminal search warrants, which they are required to do under an operation like this.
What happened to the children, the unaccompanied children?
The unaccompanied children will be processed and interviewed and turned over to Office of Refugee Resettlement, a division under Health and Human Services, and they'll be interviewed. There'll be forensics interviews, make sure they were safe, make sure they weren't abused, and try to find out where their parents are and try to reunite them.
The area was searched. It is licensed under the state of California. It's illegal under federal law. Is that the crime that brought you in there? What was in the search warrant, the criminal search warrant? What was the crime?
I'm not going to get into that right now just because it's under criminal investigation, but the search warrant was issued by a judge for a criminal matter. And as operation and interviews continue now, we'll release more information in the near future.
And there are two reports. One is that there was an agent appeared to be shot at, and there's a reward for it. And the second is that somebody died. I think it might have, I don't know if it was a worker or a protester. Can you give me any information on that?
I have, Greta, I've been in meetings all day. I have not heard about anyone dying. So I have not heard that. I'll check into that when we get done with this interview, but I have not heard that up to this point.
And the person shot it, do you know the circumstances surrounding that?
You're breaking up. Say that again, please.
At the law enforcement officer that was shot at, that there's a reward for, do you know anything about, can you give me any facts surrounding that?
No, all the officers are safe, but they are searching for the person who fired the shots, yes.
The protesters that arrived, usually protesters have some sort of common theme. They're all students, so they're all something. I mean, do you have any idea, who these protesters are? What's the common theme among the protesters? Obviously, they went there because they're protesting your activity, but who are these organized people?
They're mostly younger people, and we are doing a deep dive investigation to find out who's funding this. There's been apps created not only to dox ICE agents, but to announce when ICE agents are in the neighborhood, and taking pictures and asking people to show up. There's other apps where people are being paid to show up. So we're doing a deep dive investigation with the Department of Justice to find out, number one, who's funding this, because we'll seek prosecution on them too. But it's well organized. This doesn't just happen.
All right, I'm glad somebody said it. All right, Tom, you on your job then, because that's what I've been saying. Like, this is organized. Motherfuckers is paying for apps to be built like in a week to start tracking stuff. The apps are up and running. They're anonymous. They got people showed up ambushing ICE agents with automatic weapons. Like, yeah, this is what I'm saying. Like, they need to start calling this what this is, a funded insurrection. And Kash Patel got to get on his job. It's the FBI's job to do stuff on land, and you got Homeland Security. Get to the root of this shit and cut the head off. Because this is ridiculous. I mean, and I'm going to say once again, somebody needs to be charged with treason, because this is insurrection on U.S. soil. You gotta make examples out of people like this shit, bro. For real.
The stance. They got apps out there. They got tracking applications, and we got a lot of people out there just following ICE officers, doxing ICE officers, and this is something that I said 2 months ago. If this rhetoric continues, and the hateful language continues, it's going to elevate to the point where there's going to be bloodshed. And unfortunately, I was right. 3 days ago, there was bloodshed, and a man was killed firing shots at a Border Patrol facility. There's been another incident in El Dorado, Texas, where armed protesters showed up and an officer was shot there. So, and I'll say it, and I'll keep saying it, this will continue. There'll be more bloodshed if the hateful rhetoric doesn't decrease, especially from members of Congress who compare ICE agents to Nazis, racists, and terrorists. It has to stop.
Are you seeing retirement of the Border Patrol or the people, the ICE officers? You seen any retirements because of what's going on?
No, I have not. I mean, they're not going to go. They're not going away, and that's a message I want to send to the protesters. Look, you can protest. You have your First Amendment rights. It's protest. And you can hate ICE all you want. You can disagree with ICE's policies and the Trump administration policies all you want, but you can't cross the line. You can't cross the line of threatening an officer, putting your hands off an officer, impeding their operations, because that's a crime, and we have zero tolerance. We will prosecute. But I ask him, if you don't like the job ICE is doing, then maybe I'll protest Congress, because ICE is enforcing the laws enacted by Congress and signed by the president. They're appropriated funding to do this job, to enforce the laws. The other part of ICE's duty is to follow through on removal orders issued by federal judges. So they're out enforcing laws enacted by Congress. They're executing final order removals issued by a federal judge. So if you want to protest somebody, protest Capitol Hill if you don't like the job. But
that's the point. Spot on. ICE is just doing enforcing the laws that were put in place by Congress. They're just an enforcement arm. Then that shows you that this is all gaslighting. If they were really concerned about it, especially like all these congressmen calling for this, that, and the other, and all these protesters, they'd be dealing with the actual legislation that's in place. They're using ICE as a straw man and political theater, because the Democratic Party doesn't have any policies, and they don't have any they don't have any policies that the U.S. citizen is in favor of. They don't plan on doing anything for the U.S. citizen.
Bottom line is, and I keep pushing this out because the media is lying about this. ICE is prioritizing public safety threats and national security threats. It should be a nonpartisan issue. That's what the focus is a priority. But they are being non-criminals arrested because they're forcing it into the neighborhoods because they're sanctuary cities. If we can't arrest the bad guy in the jail, they're going to release him in the community. We got to go to the community and find him. And when we find him, many times he's with others. If they're in the United States illegally, they're coming too.
Where's our Tom Holman? Thank you. Have a good weekend, sir.
All right, nice.
You too. Thank you.
And you're right. Who put it there? Yeah, you're right, Kwame. He does look exhausted. He does look exhausted. I was saying this to Saul before we got on. If they're going to keep ambushing these guys, and I mean, bro, they're shooting at these guys in broad daylight in public. We'll see how it plays out. But if if an ICE agent actually gets killed, it's gloves off. And I mean, I would even be for ICE agents being escorted by National Guard. So the ICE agents go and they do their jobs, and then all of the protesters and all of the action that people want to do, they deal with the National Guard. Like there's a phalanx in front of them, and the ICE agents just go do their job. And if everybody want to get froggy and act froggy, get froggy with the National Guard. I think, I think they should be moving with a military detail at this point. Storm said, yeah, he's tired of answering the same questions. The governors and mayors are enabling this behavior, and heads are going to roll. And that's the other thing. I think Trump's giving people enough rope to hang themselves with. And I think that he already threw that shot across the bow at the courts. That's why they arrested that judge. And the arrest held. The judge was indicted by a grand jury. So she's going to trial and all that. So that was a message to the Supreme Court, like, yo, get your people in line, or like, y'all don't want to, you don't want judges, you don't want us to start arresting judges. That makes the judiciary look weak, and it makes it look like that it's a chip away at the institution itself. It's going to be an indication of a massive failure of the judicial branch to actually be able to facilitate and execute the law. All right, guys, we're at the 1 hour, 16-minute mark. Yo, let's do by the numbers. Unfortunately, this Epstein file debacle via the Justice Department, it's having a negative impact on Trump's polling numbers. Storm said, he said, I think it's going to take one of the governors to get put in handcuffs, whether it sticks or not, to give ICE some morale. This is a never-ending resistance for people who don't belong here. That, and like I said, I said it to Obsidian, and Obsidian agreed, and I said it, casually on one of the streams that, bro, you know that the left is going so far left when you got black men actually talking about, the law needs to get stricter on these people. You understand what I'm saying? We from the F the police era. You feel me? Like where we calling for Giuliani style enforcement on these situations, like, is this just getting out of hand? I think it's almost also like a thing like, okay, if it's going to really be ruckus in the streets with the law enforcement, it should be by U.S. citizens, not you know what I'm saying? That's a whole nother ball game. Not U.S. citizens, but the primary brunt of all of it being people who are in the country illegally. And like I said, as a person currently outside of the country, I got no sympathy for this shit at all. I'm in Peru right now. I got to be out of here in a couple months. I was in Colombia for it. You know what I'm saying? They don't play. Like, when your time is up, your paperwork ain't filed, and this, that, and other, get up and out. You can't just go relocate to another country. Hell nah. All right, let me load up this by the numbers. Let me load up this by the numbers joint. A guy up, Mark over at Rasmussen. We got a new. I think this is a day or two old. This new polling number set. So I think I have it queued that right when he's about to actually get into like the numbers. He did a whole preamble saying, explaining some of the why the public reaction to how the Epstein files are being handled. But then I want to get into just some of the polling, because if the numbers drop to disapproval, it's going to be all over MSNBC, China News Network. So let's look at the actual polling breakdown in the crosstabs as to why. So basically, so when you see the news going all overboard with hyperbole, you have an understanding of why the numbers look that way. And then Mark's a little disappointed. So the part that I saw. So let's go. Just make sure my volume is turned up. All right, let's go.
Bondi, who attended the cabinet meeting, attempted on Tuesday to clarify her February remarks, echoing White House Press Secretary Karen Leavitt's argument the day before that the Attorney General had been referring to the entirety of all of the paperwork. Okay, well, there is a lot of paperwork. That's great. We should look at that. You guys should go check that stuff out, because it's probably got some really bad stuff on it. You see, here's my problem. The way the press is framing this, the way Trump responded, the way Pam Bondi responded, the way Carolyn Leavitt talked about this, is that they don't understand why people are so upset about this. And yes, in February, they got away with that little snafu without any impact, because a lot of stuff was going on, a lot of other stuff, but people also expected that this was still going to come out. Will the fact that they've completely called a mulligan on the Epstein investigation sink Trump's administration? I don't know, but it's
StreamYard auto-muted me. F you guys. I saw them do it this time. They auto-muted me. Quiet Storm said, let's nerd out. Kwame Kaiji was like, this is going to be good. But yeah, the part I've seen is really good. He's going to break down these why we're seeing a drop in the approval numbers. So let's go.
Currently sinking his approval numbers because they do not get public opinion. They don't understand it. And that's really wild. Because listen, I'm here to poll on all this stuff. I think I can show you a very clear reason why people want finality, closure in this Epstein situation. But here is Trump's daily approval snapshot, and his approval index, strongly approve minus strongly disapprove, is now at -9. It's about to hit double digits. And that is, I think that's the first time this entire administration that he's gotten there almost. Approval, net approval, is now -2. That's the lowest it's been since April 30th with all the chaos around Liberation Day. Total approval is now 48. -2 is not a good place to be when you won with 2. And for the first time in a while, a majority of Americans disapprove of Donald Trump today. Although, interestingly, right track is still 45%. Super elevated, really high. It's just floating there right in the mid-40s. And from what political identities is Trump losing support? Across the board. He's down to 81% with Republicans. Democrats are sinking too. Democrats were as high as 30% this term. They're down to 22. And he's underwater 10 points with independents. Not a good place to be considering he won with independents. And black approval now is under 30%. Black voters are very tuned in to the issue of justice, law and order. It's one of the places where they poll more conservatively. And for Trump to lose a 3 handle on black approval right around the time that Epstein's happening, I think there has to be something there.
You know, that's interesting. I don't know if he's speaking in general. So I want to know what that data set is for the blacks, for the he said that black voters poll conservative with regard to law enforcement. But then we got a huge defund the police movement, which is primarily Keisha's. So I would have to see what that data set is, that of those the demographic of that data set that they're using to poll black voters. If it's showing that we poll conservative, that would mean that's more men in that data set then? Because Keisha's 100% that behind that defund the police shit.
And here's how the chart looks, and it doesn't look good. This is net approval for the first year of the last 5 presidential terms. And you can see that Donald Trump didn't come in as high as Obama won, but came in pretty high, immediately lost that little honeymoon he had, but settled into a very stable net plus, I call it net +3 average until April, until the stock market rout, until Liberation Day, when there was chaos, but he still looked like he was averaging about net +0. And admittedly, today's net approval is not the lowest that Trump has had this administration. He got down to net -5. But look at that plunge. He was on the upswing. He was recovering. He was having victories up until just about 3 weeks ago, where he peaked out at net +8, and it's been downhill since then, a loss of 10 net approval points. And we were talking just a week ago about how I thought Trump approval was going to cross Obama's first term. And it is not happening now. It looks like Trump's approval rating is following the same trend that others do, in that voters find something in the first summer of the presidency to all of a sudden get upset about, or administrations just undermine themselves, almost as if it was planned. And here's the key question. Which is more likely, that Jeffrey Epstein actually committed suicide while in a jail, or he was murdered to prevent him from testifying against powerful people with whom he associated? And only 21% of Americans say that Jeffrey Epstein actually committed suicide. We've seen numbers as high as 22 and 23% who say that they or somebody that they know have witnessed a UFO. And so actually, it would appear that more Americans believe in space aliens than believe that Jeffrey Epstein actually committed suicide.
Wow, that's crazy. That's why I like these by the numbers segments, because you can really, he puts the numbers when you see them like in the proper perspective, because you're like, okay, 21% of Americans believe that Jeffrey Epstein committed suicide. Okay, that's not that bad. That's a Pareto distribution. But then when he goes, that's around the same number of range as people who believe in UFOs. And then he goes, and based on those numbers, if we're going to use that spread, more people believe in the UFOs than believe that Epstein offed himself. You understand what I'm saying? That puts it in proper perspective.
Was murdered to prevent him from testifying, 52%, a majority. But Americans do not want this story to go away. We polled on this again just in May of this year. The Trump administration promised to publish previously secret records about the activities of convicted sex trafficker Jeffrey Epstein and his associates, but have made little progress in doing so. How important is it to get these files into the public domain? 36%, very important. 31%, at least somewhat important, for a combined total of 67%. That's a pretty not high number. That's almost the same 70% who do not trust the federal government. That's almost the same 60 to 70% who support the deportation of illegal immigrants. And look, a majority of Democrats think it's important. A bigger majority of Republicans, 70%, and an even bigger majority of independents, 71%. This is bipartisan. Get these records out. Americans, even Democrats, want transparency about the potential crimes of their elitist betters. And for Trump to even slightly be perceived to be helping these people cover up, especially after the big, beautiful bill, is not on brand. It's a problem. And does it have to be the videos? The videos that apparently nobody watched? We have...
Yo, he's spot on. He's fucking spot on with that. Like that delivery of perspective in terms of how he's reading the numbers, how this is going to be a huge snafu for Trump and is going to derail a lot of his momentum. And he's not giving you his, all right, he may have a personal opinion that he would like to get the files out, but he's giving you an analysis based on the numbers, and just based on the numbers, he's saying like, yeah, this damages Trump's brand. And I agree with his interpretation. All right, let's go.
Thousands of hours of videos. Nobody watched them. We don't know. We don't know who those faces are. Nobody's seen them. Does it have to be the videos? Does it have to be the list? No. Release the Epstein client list is a euphemism for indict powerful pedos. Let's just indict those people. Do your investigative.
Yo, he said the quiet part out loud. Exactly. Indict powerful chomos. Exactly. Exactly.
Work. We have tens of thousands of FBI agents. We're just hiring more. Get to work, guys. But there are some other potential explanations about the collapse in Trump's numbers. The big, beautiful bill, which didn't get outstanding marks. It just didn't. Here's polling from back in June. People are super concerned about the debt. 84% of them concerned. And then when asked about the big, beautiful bill, does it increase or decrease the national debt? 46% say increase, 23% say decrease. Now, is spending the biggest part of the big, beautiful bill? No, probably not. And Trump got some stuff out of it. He got 28 executive orders codified into law. Great. But it's not the big win he thinks it is. Only 43% approve of the way Congress sets federal spending levels. Only 12% strongly approve. And then this polling, just from yesterday that we released, Congress has passed the big, beautiful bill, a package of legislation that involves federal taxes and spending. Do you approve or disapprove of Congress passing the big, beautiful bill? 49% approve, but only 29% strongly. 45% disapprove. So the big, beautiful bill is only net +4. And the Republican marks weren't super great. Only 47% of Republicans strongly approved of that. And independents were not happy about the big, beautiful bill. We got a 43% handle for approve, but 52%, a majority of independents disapprove. Underwater. And based on what you know, does the big, beautiful bill cut federal spending too much or not enough? 36% say not enough, although 30% say too much. And among Republicans, 44% say not enough. 44% of Republicans, the plurality response. 4 times more Republicans say the big, beautiful bill doesn't cut spending enough versus too much. And then based on what you know, does the big, beautiful bill make federal taxes better or worse? Maybe it's not the best question, but a plurality of voters say worse, 39% to only 36% who say better. And this has additional tax cuts and extends the Trump cuts from his first term. And only 57% of Republicans say that it makes taxes better. 19% say worse. Another quarter of them say it's about the same or not sure. So again, not a massive win. Republicans are not gushing about this. And then here's another potential explanation. We looked at that chart. The chart peaked out at Trump net +8 right around June 15th. Well, what was also happening at the time? Well, in a timeline of tensions and hostilities between Israel and Iran, here it is, Friday, June 13th. Israel launches blistering attacks on the heart of Iran's nuclear and military structure, deploying warplanes and drones previously smuggled into the country to assault key facilities and kill top generals and scientists. Let's just go back to that chart quick. June 13th is exactly here, literally here. So Trump's net approval peaked the day that Israel launched its attack against Iran. Coincidence? Maybe it is. But here is the key reason right now. I do think it's Epstein. I think it's mostly Epstein, although I think these other things matter. Here's the key reason why Epstein can't just have this presto changeo abracadabra, the problem goes away. You can't be in the government, Trump's government, after the Biden administration, after the weaponization of the justice system, after the collapse in trust in every institution, and say, nothing to see here, guys. How important is the rule of law, ensuring that public officials are held to the same standard of justice as other citizens? 82% very important, 12% somewhat important, for a combined total of 94%. This is one of the largest signals I've ever seen in our polling. The two-tiered system of justice, this layer of elite capture, this complete co-opting of the government by big businesses, by powerful interests, by international figures, by the rich, wealthy, powerful people.
Yo, this goes back to the earlier statement I made. What he's just breaking down that this tail end piece right here. The public wants to see people arrested. They want to see officials arrested. They want to see judges. They want some bodies.
People don't like it, especially Democrats. 95% of Democrats say it's important compared to 94% of Republicans, and independents as well. Bipartisan. People do not like being ruled. America is a country of rebels. You can't just piss on them and say that it's raining. So again, will this sink Trump 47? I don't know. But what I was saying is that I thought probably in late August or September, the Democrats were going to have something cooked up that they were going to hit Trump with to tank his approval. And it seems we didn't get there because the Trump administration figured out something to do it to themselves. Is this the end? No, they can definitely pull out of this. This was just a little unforced error. But the problem is you can see how they're thinking about it, and they don't understand the public. The public is pissed off. They're sick of Washington, D.C. getting away with everything. Give them what they want. If you've learned something, make sure to like the video.
Perfect. All right, spot on. That was by the numbers tonight, and actually a shorter segment also. Although I moved right to the numbers tonight, right before the numbers. Guys, we're at the 1 hour 34-minute mark. Man, thanks for coming hanging out with me. Brother Zeke, thank you for the super chat support in the stream. This is actually a pretty good one. We'll be back tomorrow night, Sunday live panel, same bat time, same bat channel. Shout out to No News for sending me AI clips and news clips. Shout out to Quiet Storm and Kwame Kaiju for also sending me clips as well, especially when I got to scramble last minute and put a show together. Believe it or not, them joints be helping. I got my own list. I got my little whiteboard, but like that be helping last minute. On that note, man, like we always do, I'm gonna say good night and good luck. See you tomorrow.
Don't touch that! Keisha, this car sounds like it got asthma. Don't talk to her like that. She just needs some AC and prayer. She's done. Let her go. In honor of you leveling up out to the struggle, I present you with DS. Dead. Ass. This is a major upgrade.
Girl, book me for a BBL. I drive a Benz now.
The world shifts beneath our feet. Black men stand at the forefront of a new era.
I want to make sure that the issues confronting black men are spoke upon by black men who have a vested
Salute the black men. I salute. 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 Salute the black men. I salute.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap.
Panel. This country needs stronger border security. Our border security is the strongest in the world.
What we need is to take care of our children.
I can't get an erection. You think giving them amnesty is fair to the people who are already here? They're contributing to the economy. I've tried all the herbs. Amnesty is never the answer. It's not amnesty. It's recognizing their contributions to our country. They said to meditate, but I keep falling asleep. We need stronger vetting.
And to enforce the laws already on the books.
I'm terrified of being alone with my wife. It's too much pressure. Well, nothing's ever going to change if Congress isn't willing to compromise. Exactly my point.
A wall would solve this.
I wake up with an erection, but never when she's in the bed with me. A wall would solve nothing.
These children have rights.
I spent $3 grand on a sandals vacation thinking that might do it. Know what it was? Me being limp on a lazy river.
Well, that's all the time we have. Thank you to Peter Griffin.
No, don't send me home to my wife.
Damn it.
Sorry.
Hey, where's Stewie?
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. Okay, I don't know. Whatever it is, it's not right on the teleprompter.
There it is. We are going to do Sting, yeah.
There's no words there. To play us out. What does that mean, to play us out? To end the show?
Yeah.
All right, go.
In 5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today, and we'll leave you with a... I can't do it. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it, and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
In 5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. I'm Stewie Griffin. Thanks for watching. We'll leave you with Sting and a cut off his new album. Take it away.